Hello, it's Sherry Bretz again, February the 19th. I'm just full of so much information today. Where was I in my other two videos? This is like the third video. I was talking about how evil is really coming out now in the open. And the things that used to be secretive in the world are now coming into the light. And that people are getting desperate to exploit other people, and they're getting I just washed my hair and I put it back so it got a little fuller. They're no longer trying to hide their true colors. The evil people that are running things are trying to just put Sodom and Gomorrah out here, or Babylon, and they're exploiting everyone. It started off subtle through commercials. Now there's billboards in cities. Now there's TV screens in shopping malls with 24-hour-a-day prostitution, porn, hedonistic stuff, through videos, music videos, entertainment. And as time goes on, the more these people think they can get away with, the more they're doing. And you know how many civilizations fell by people just letting their dark side take over. So many ancient civilizations, gluttony took over. And to a really intelligent person, those things don't happen. But when you get away from your morals and God, people just have no self-control. They don't just have gambling addictions and drug addictions and sex addictions. They have power addictions, business addictions, competitive addictions, and they perish. And I would imagine they go to hell. But I wouldn't imagine that once a person gets to the bottom of the barrel in the cesspool, if they don't let the light in and see God, they won't know how to change. So that is where Christians and people that have the gift need to protect the ones they can, because the things that are needed in this era are the things that you don't see today. Now you don't hear Christians talking out on cyber world. So instead of hiding your godliness, like my priest says, you've got to be like a little lamb, but be vigilant, because the wolves will eat you if they see your good attributes. But there has to be a willingness in you to try to find other people who want to share the godliness and not be afraid to help others, because it's getting harder and harder to help anyone. Now they say they want to start destroying churches in China and other countries. It shows you that the mark of the beast is being put on everyone, and those who are good are the ones that are going to be dominated by the aggressive ones that are the beast. And so the exploitation they're doing today is a way to tarnish you. I'm 54 years old, and can you believe they're trying to get me in porn? I'm 54, and can you believe they won't even have sex with locals? It has nothing to do with appearance. It has to do with soul destruction. That's all. All the sex stuff you see them putting out there is soul destruction. The way they're putting hidden cameras out there and raping kids and torturing all these little bitty children in Indiana and Kentucky and other cities. And the parents are now so hooked on drugs, they just willingly give their kids over to have anything done to them. You can see it's just destruction. But for those of you who have lived through an era that you know what it used to be like when people did try to save themselves for marriage, you know, like the 50s and stuff, when people did feel bad if they were promiscuous before the 70s and all this free love, when people used to feel guilt and shame, and people really did try to find God, you can remember how those times were innocent and carefree and beautiful, even though there was always a war somewhere going on. But there was a spiritual war and there was turmoil. But people would go to church and try to counteract it. They would fight against themselves. There was always a battle of having to fight that evil one within. But you would try in those days. And now they're teaching young people, if you do, you're defective. You're just not with the modern era. You have to experiment and do what you see your elders doing, or you're just stupid and you're just not a part of our circle. Do you want to be in our tribe? Well, you have to do all these bad things to show that you're brave, because then you're just a mouse or something if you don't lose your soul. Now they're making them look like it's hip. So they want everyone to tarnish. They want everyone sinning. And that's what I've come to see. And it's getting worse, guys. It's going to continue to get worse. This place is going to be hell on earth, what they want. If someone in high places that knows what's being done does not take a stand and have a conscience to help the world, we're doomed. You're taking young people and you're destroying them before they even know who they are. You're taking young people and you're stealing their virginity before they ever even fall in love. You're taking young people and you're teaching them to be aggressive to exist in the business world, and you're taking young people and you're teaching them to kill. Only an idiot would do that. A fallen soul, someone who was probably tarnished and never knew love or never had any good moral upbringing, who perhaps grew up in a family where they weren't taught to believe in Christ. Or perhaps it's someone who is weak and just decided that they preferred to sin, or they preferred to do evil rather than have some strength to try to do good. Or maybe they just hated themselves so much and felt like they were such a failure and a cop-out in life that the more people they got to teach to hate themselves and dirty themselves, and the happier they be. Or if like they were addicted to some drug or alcohol, they wanted to find someone to enjoy that with. I mean, I've seen a lot of people that have these addictions, and they won't associate with anyone that doesn't. And if you are not into like alcohol and things, you're not even in their circle. But then they'll come into a Christian circle just to destroy the people who have a little virtue or who try to rise. It's like there's certain types that will deliberately try to keep the other types from growing, and that's the type that is really attacking me hard. It's because just because I was nice to them and I wrote stories, they think I'm a possession, because they want me to write horror stories and to think like they do, but they wear a mask. So when you're talking to these people on the computer, you don't know who they really are, but they'll portray themselves as your admirer and your friend, and they'll praise you. But all they want to do is take advantage of your vulnerability and innocence, and they're doing it everywhere all around the world to tarnish kids. And they're leading too many kids to the dark side. They're teaching them to sell their soul, surrender to the devil. I don't know if you can really do that, but they make them think they can. And I just wish someone would have a heart who has been evil to convert and help young people before they self-destruct. Put them on the right path. Start helping the lambs. Unless some people start doing this world is going to self-destruct.